Hi, Sandman here. I'm doing something a little bit different with this video. I've picked up a comic grab bag from my local comic book shop. What that basically is, it's 10, they package 10 comics randomly, you don't know what they are, in a brown bag, tape it all up so you can't look at it, but it's 10 comics for $5. So I figured I'd grab one for the channel and see what it's like. I already opened it, unfortunately. I didn't get the idea to do a video until after I opened it, so put it back in the bag and kind of just gonna do this again. We'll see if there's anything good in here worth reviewing in the future, or I just got taken for a ride and just given crap. Alright, so the first one is Hilly Rose. We're not off to a good start. It's kind of strange. I have never heard of this. It's from Read Comics Entertainment. It looks like it's in black and white. When was this made? April 97 by Astro Comics. I didn't see no Astro Comics out here. Anyways, I don't see any creator credits either. It's not looking very professional. I don't know, maybe it reads better than it looks. Okay, so that's number one. I'd say that's 0 and 1 right now. Okay, so next one, Marvel Nemesis Imperfects. And that's not a good sign, the EA logo, so I'm guessing this is a comic, or a video game related comic. Greg Pax is the writer. He's well liked. I'm not sure what I think of Greg Pax. I haven't really read too much of his stuff. He kind of showed up 5 or 6 years after I'd quit comics for a bit. I'd heard his name a bit, but I've never really... I know he did Planet Hulk and stuff like that, but then the Hulk got into this weird Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk, all this other nonsense. I'm just never in a hurry to check it out, but I don't know, at least it's a Marvel comic. I'm just trying to see where the credits are. Here we go. Greg Pax, Ronaldo Arlen. Never had any experience with him before. Oh, Jay Lee was the cover artist. Yeah, Jay Lee's a pretty good artist. I've never really 100% been convinced he's good for comic books. He seems like he should be doing something else, like his art's always really dark and moody and kind of stands on its own from the rest. Okay, well I'd say that's a good one, I think, probably. So we're 1 and 1. Okay, the next one. Scion from CrossGen. And Ron Mars, one of our favorite SJW writers, Jim Chung, Jim Ching's a pretty good artist. I liked his work on Young Avengers. So CrossGen was a company that came around after I quit comics. And from what I've read, they were pretty promising, but they didn't survive. And there was a lot of drama behind the scenes with the owner and Mark Waid once again. Let's see when that. Let's focus that. August 2001. Yeah, I was back in college at that time, so I couldn't really afford comics. But why is this not focusing? Zoom it out. It looks pretty good. It's amazing. I know virtually nothing about CrossGen. Except I think I read somewhere that every single book exists or complements each other in a way. Don't quote me in that though, I don't remember exactly. Okay, well I think that's a okay one too, so that's 2 out of 3. If I get 5 good ones, I think it'll be worth it. Oh, X-Force 23. This is, I believe, Greg Capullo. Yep, back from 1993. He just recently took over after Liefeld and the Image Boys took off. Left Marvel to form their own company. And here we got the real Domino. Not that weird millennial baby talk Domino we see in our new series by Gail Simone. But yeah, this one is definitely good. I actually have this one already, but it's a good one to have again. Where we, yeah, Fabian Nicosia. Never know how to spell his name or say his name, pronounce his name. Greg Capullo. Yeah, this was a pretty good run, even though I think they got rid of Cable in this. But yeah, I like Shatterstar's costume in this one. This costume doesn't get the recognition it deserves. I think it's probably his best costume. But yeah, anyways, that's a good one too. So what are we at? 3 out of 4. So let's take a look at the next one. Oh, Robin 2, The Joker's Wild, number 4. With the old fancy hologram card cover. I don't see covers like that anymore, thankfully. These covers are actually pretty cool looking, but I just didn't like having to pay for them. Like when they first started doing these covers, they were just kind of added in as a bonus, but then after a while they just used it as an excuse to up the price. So, well, that's interesting. Volume 4. I'm not sure how that works. We got Robin 1, 2, and 3. I know that. But we're at volume 4. Robin 2. I'll have to look into that later. But this is pretty good. Chuck Dixon. He just recently had a Kickstarter. He's got 2 of them, I think. Or Indiegogo instead of Kickstarter. The Kill All Women. And Jungle Comics, I believe. He had an incredible run in Batman for a long time in the 90s. Tom Lyle's a guy I don't hear about anymore. I really like his work too. He was the quintessential Tim Drake Robin artist, in my opinion. He probably should have been more famous than he actually ended up being. Alright, so that's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 to 5. Well, doing pretty good. Okay, the next one. Aerators. The power is in the air. This is obviously a toy tie-in. I totally forgot about this, like, till I saw it again, and I instantly remembered it. I actually remember seeing this at the comic store I bought this from. It's probably been dead stock since the 90s. Actually, let's check that out. When was this? Why is it not focusing? Focus. There we go. 1988. No, it definitely wasn't from that comic store then, because they didn't open until 89, 90. Howard Mackey writer. Kelly Jones is the penciler. Kelly Jones went on to do bigger, better things. So this is probably where he started. I don't remember anything other about this comic or the toy line. I just remember this cover. I used to see this everywhere. What is this, number 3? So, yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're at 4 out of 6. I'm not going to count that. It's a good one. I don't think anyone's interested in that. I won't even do a review on that one. So next we have New Gods 5, DC new format from June '89. Yeah, so DC was experimenting with this new format. Another reason to raise the price, but it was actually a lot nicer than the current standard of comics. And you can see that it hasn't yellowed at all, or that much. So this paper is better quality. Okay. Come on, focus. Where's the... Oh, there we go. Come on, focus. I don't know why I'm having this trouble today. Anyways, it says 1989. So, that was written by Mark Evener and illustrated by Paris Cullins and Bob Lewis. Paris Cullins did a lot of DC books back around that time period. He was pretty good, average, tad above average. He was never a superstar. No one, I don't think he had a fan following that was that big. But he was a worksman. He got it done in time, I believe. And he was consistent. And that's all you can ask for. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So 5 out of 7. That's pretty good. I got my minimum. So the next one is Legion Lost, number 7. And this was done by, this focusing is really not great today. Abnett Lanning and Copiel. That's interesting. So this is a comic too. Like, I used to collect Legion. I'm not like a huge Legion fan actually, but this is during that time period once again that I fell out, and then I just had to stop collecting comics for a bit. But Dan Abbott and Andy Lanning, they had a good following for this series. there was a lot of critical praise for this their run. And Oliver Copiel, this is before he got big, like he did Michael J. Straczynski's Thor run. Did other bunch of Marvel stuff, which I haven't seen too much of his stuff, but like I know he's a good artist and I like his stuff. I always plan to go back and see some more of his stuff. So yeah, that's a good one. So that's 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8. Next one. Dragon's Claws from Marvel UK. And that's like a Dave Gibbons cover. So 88. This is before they had that big Marvel UK push in the 90s where they tried to make them like Image Comics, but failed. They were pretty terrible. But I was going to write this one right off until I saw writer Simon Furman and artist Jeff Senior. And if you're fans of Transformers, you know they did a run on the original Marvel's Transformers. And I believe they did Transformers Generation 2, and well, Simon Furman did for sure. I think Jeff Senior came back for that, for some of them anyways. And then he recently come back and did the Transformers for IDW too. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jeff Senior's artwork. And this is like his really early stuff. So like, you know what? I am actually counting this as a good like a good grab. So I'm interested to check that out later. So that's, lost me counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 7 out of 9. Okay, and the last one. Another cross-gen, Way of the Rat, number 16. And originally I was like, oh, God. And then I saw Chuck Dixon and Jeff Johnson. I don't know if many people remember Jeff Johnson. He actually did a run on Wonder Man for Marvel back in the early 90s, which I thought was really great, his art. He kind of disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. Kind of lost track. I thought he was going to be a big artist. Like, he'd be rotating through the big books pretty quickly after that. But, I don't know, he must have left and did some other stuff. So this actually dovetails into these two Wonder Man books I picked up to do a review on. So yeah, I was really happy to see a book by Jeff Johnson. Let's see, what year was this? Come on, focus. 2003. Well, there you have it. So what's the running total now? 8 out of 10. So there's only really 2 I'm really not happy with. Well, this one's kind of a nostalgia trip, but this one here I don't know about. Actually, the more I look at it, the art for this is pretty decent on the cover, at least. It looks like it's kind of got like a Keith Griffin kind of aesthetic. But yeah, we'll see. I'll probably take a look. Maybe I will do a review. Maybe I won't. Most likely not. But anyways, thanks for listening, watching. Give me subscribe. Give me click on the bell icon if you want to receive notifications from our new videos. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.